Mommy Track Daddy Whispers podcast is now called Birth Agni Podcast. Welcome to Mommy Track Daddy Whispers podcast, Season 3.
The second thing is the mother has not slept well in the night. The baby was howling, the baby was crying. The mother, if suppose she had a C-section, she's not able to move her body. She has pain. It must be tiring because she had birth by herself with no help around. But still, immediately she is able to cut a cord, she is able to take care of the baby, feed the baby, stay for that at least for next 2 to 3 hours for the sunrise to come and then come out.
Hello, welcome. My name is Divya. I'm a certified lactation counselor, and on the podcast, you learn about the crux of pregnancy, labor, birth, breastfeeding, and your health, all to ensure a positive, memorable birth experience as well as an optimal postpartum journey, which is the journey as a new mother. From the last episode that spoke of birth and the importance of uncovering who you are in order to prepare for labor and birth. And if you do not get the spiritual angle, I get it. Write to me. We have examples of spiritual births and they are increasing with awareness, and you can reach there too. In this episode, however, we take a leap and jump onto breastfeeding. August 1st to 7th is World Breastfeeding Awareness Week, and this episode is dedicated to that. Two lactation counselors, Sharadha from Coimbatore and myself, sit together to share with you all what we have been seeing in our practice as the gaps in breastfeeding support. At the end of this episode, you would know what common problems mothers face with breastfeeding and what is the ultimate solution. Sharadha is associated with 2 hospitals and runs her own practice by the name of Mom Space, a place to share, learn, and connect. And here we go. Hi, Sharadha. How are you?
Hi Divya, good morning. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I feel really grateful on this specific week. Actually, it's a breastfeeding week, and I'm really happy to connect with a lot of mothers here. And yeah, and you're doing a very great job using like the podcast and releasing what is happening in labor, which is actually not spoken much.
Yes. We were right before this conversation speaking about all the problems we face to just bring that awareness.
Correct. There is like there are a lot of mothers who have no idea. Okay, they have never seen any mothers breastfeeding. Like the initial days, also they have not seen any mothers, even their own sisters. They lock inside the room and go and feed. So they have no idea what is the breast for. I think this week is an awareness week. We have to spread the word to the mothers. So thank you once again for this opportunity.
Thank you, Sharda, for coming on board. And what special is happening? I've been seeing your videos that you've been going to the remotest places and talking about breastfeeding, and how has the response been?
Yeah. So actually, like the other days, as usual, everybody are busy with your life, When it comes like something happens or any special day or any special week, something I thought, okay, let's go and reach the tribals outskirts.
Yeah.
So they are like a very small village setup people who stay outside the city, They just come like 1 or 2 days to the primary healthcare center that is close by. So I thought, why don't we go and reach them? So once when I went there and we had around 4 to 5 village people, we had their families, we had the pregnant moms who had come, and the doctors were really, really like supporting me, and they said, no, ma'am, you have to come, let's give a try. So we had no idea. We thought only maybe 5 to 10 might come. So it was like a huge crowd. We had around 50 to 60. And they were really, really happy. They were like surprised. Okay, there is something. They feel like breast is something you're not supposed to be talking outside.
Yes.
Yeah,
the stigma.
Yes,
attached,
and there were like crowds of men as well. But once I started to take out the breast outside, I mean the model outside, and talk, and he slowly started to move. They were listening, but still they have in their mind, okay, it is something for the women. Why do we need to stay? So I felt, then I said, okay, I think this is need to be for the men as well, because you have a wife, you have your own children who are birthing at home. If you can hear me what I am saying, then you would be like really useful for the others as well. You can educate your own family members, right? And they were like slowly opening up. Okay, it is for the men as well. Okay, they were fine. But still, they were not able to come and mingle with the woman and sit, or even the husbands were there, but still they didn't want to come and sit with the wife. So they were outside. Then I said, okay, it is okay. But still, you're hearing something what I'm telling. So I had a very, they were very loving mothers, and even the mothers who had their first baby, they were like telling me, I was just giving them quizzes like, how many years should you breastfeed your baby? And they were like, 3 months, 6 months. Slowly they were telling. I was like, 3 months, 6 months. Okay, how many years did your grandparents feed your mother or your parents? They was like 4 years, 6 years. The months was like years. Then I said, why not now? And they said the milk is not enough. I said, no, don't tell me that milk is not enough. You're bearing your baby for 9 to 10 months, like 40 weeks, 42 weeks. You're able to make your body to birth a baby. So how strong you should be, like your body is ready for the breastfeeding as well. And they were saying we have no idea how to feed. There were mothers saying, I was scared to hold my baby when the baby was out. They're going for natural labor. They don't like it. It's a very small village setup. They are laboring at home. All that is happening. But when it is coming to breastfeeding, they have no idea. Because earlier days, it was like the same setup house. They had 3-4 sisters. The grandmother was also feeding. The last daughter also was feeding. Their sisters are feeding each other's baby. And now they're telling, I said, why are you not wet nursing now? What is the issues? Why you're not able to? So this was some of the discussions. I had a very common discussion. And they were saying, no, they said infections will come. How infection? Because your sister's feeding the elder one's baby. They will start to spread infection, it seems. And I said, from where did you see all this? They were just thinking, and somebody was telling in television, somebody in radio, somebody was saying, no, some neighbor of mine was telling all that. I said, no, it is not going to happen that way. Just imagine that you're taking, like, your baby is crying, open your breast, give the milk. It is like, fatavat, your brain is working.
Yes. Yeah.
Just imagine your baby is crying, you have to console the baby, go boil the water, mix something and give. There is a difference, right? They had no idea even an adopted child can be fed, like breastfed. And I said, yeah, we have some procedures. They were like, oh, okay. I said, okay.
How lovely.
Yeah, they're such an innocent people, They were like, okay, this is going to happen. I said, okay. It was very nice connecting with it.
Yeah, the good thing that comes out from this is that, they had faith in what you were saying. They were ready to receive. Completely. Despite all this, all the information, I'm amazed because now that we always say as lactation counselors that since we have not seen, our generation has not seen our mothers feeding for 5 years, 6 years, we feel, oh my God, 6 months is a time that has to be endured. Otherwise, it was naturally being done with wet nursing, like you said, someone else feeding someone else's baby because they are lactating right now. They have a small baby. So that is happening. And despite that, all this false news is being propagated everywhere. So probably television is not the best source for you to learn labor or breastfeeding. Google is not. Definitely. 3, even radio and all these places, probably where there aren't experts who are giving you this information, is not the right place for you to learn.
Exactly.
So definitely reach out.
The mothers also was very happy when I said the fathers need to be there in your breastfeeding journey. They were like, how?
Wow.
How? What can a man do?
Love it.
I said, no, he can be near you. He can help you out. He can relax you out. You can keep talking to him. And it is not a place that you have all Wi-Fi and all that. So what will happen? The mother is left alone inside the room, right? So I said, if like in the city, you have your phone with you. We have some companionship. So true, the father can also be included, and the mothers were very happy to hear that. Okay, the men also can be included. We are not alone.
Absolutely beautiful the way you got men involved and you spoke to them and said, probably it's not just the mothers. You have a role to play even in breastfeeding. Help with the household, help the mother with anything she needs, she's thirsty or anything like that. Wow, how beautiful.
Of course, in the night, it's not like every day we are prepared, right? So sometimes we forget a water bottle, so sometimes it's not there. You can help them. Like they feel like the men, they come from work, they have to take rest, and we have to take care of the baby. So that makes them like go crazy later days because they are not able to handle. They are not able to handle. Their hormones is like that. It is happening. What is inside of our body, something's like going up and down. That becomes very difficult for them to handle when you don't have anybody to talk, no family support. That makes them go really, really crazy. Like in the future, at the end, there are a lot like they don't want to have a second baby, and all those comes up, right?
Yeah. Even
And
in
the
our
social
generation.
pressures.
Yeah. Even in
A
our
lot they
generation.
face.
Yeah. Yeah. To know that breastfeeding problems can be solved and there are experts that you can take knowledge from and men can be all that is crucial. And the fact that you went to the remotest parts and talked about it and realized that even there the traditional knowledge has been hampered with advertising. And one of the questions that I often get, Shada, we were talking about this also, that why is the future generation, the older generation, always skeptic about the milk supply of the mother. Like, for example, our mothers, my sister, my own mother was very skeptic. Oh, you might not have a good supply, why not supplement from day one? Where is that coming from? And we talked about the advertising and everything. Would you like to elaborate on it?
Yes. So actually, I would like to start. So when to educate yourself for breastfeeding? So many asked me, breastfeeding is only after birthing. Why do we know to learn about in the pregnancy? So why is it important to learn during the pregnancy? I had put a post also in the first day of the breastfeeding week. So it was like I would like to tell with an example. So morning, the mother has delivered the baby. We'll say, for example, today morning. Okay. So what I do, okay, today morning you have delivered. So that day they will not need any support. They will try, okay, I'm going to do something with the baby, and they will be doing it something in the hospital or with the support of the nurse or family, everybody are around. So tomorrow morning they call me and they say we need some support. So I go there. So what happens that one day completely it is gone. The first thing. The second thing is the mother has not slept well in the night. The baby was howling, the baby was crying. The mother, if suppose she had a C-section, she's not able to move her body.
Yes.
She has pain.
Yes.
So she has a urine tube like attached to her. And there, if I go and sit for an hour and educate them, this is how you need to carry your baby. This is how you need to latch your baby. The baby is howling and crying, and the baby is not able to latch. Already the baby was on formula for the first one day because it is easily available in the hospital NICUs.
Yes, everywhere.
The baby is crying. We tell everybody. See, the first day the baby will cry. Second day, yes. Third day, yes. Till the baby gets like, okay, feels safe. They are crying for some reason. It is not only for the male. For sleep, they want to stretch out their body.
Yeah.
So those times what happens, the mothers are like, they are already following the television. They are already following somebody is telling them, okay, if you, this bottle is there, like, I don't say there's anything wrong in doing it. If a mother is not able to feed, definitely we need it. I cannot go and say, no, you have to give only the breast milk to the mother.
Yeah.
Or if the mother is like saying, I don't want to breastfeed. There are mothers who say, I don't want to breastfeed. Okay. How much of a importance like the breast milk is for the baby, same important is your emotional wellness.
Yes.
If the mother is not ready, let us not push you or force you.
Yeah.
We will tell the benefits to you. After that, you decide.
Yes. Sometimes that information is not there. You do not know.
Yeah.
It's beneficial for your own well-being also, and it's beneficial for the baby. And probably in that first 2 hours that you're speaking of, we do not know that there are different ways breast milk can be given to the baby, and latching on can be solved without just quickly going to the easiest solution that is out there. And the disadvantages of that is also not spoken about easily.
Right. So, for example, when your baby is birthed in a home setup, So earlier days, everything was a home setup.
Yeah.
So I had my grandmother telling me a story. She was telling there was a maid at my home, and what happened? Her husband was drunk and he didn't come home that day. So she herself birthed a baby. It was in the midnight. She birthed a baby by herself, and she had a normal knife which she cut the vegetables, a normal thing. And our place is like totally we have tea leaves. So people go to cut the tea leaves with that knife, right? That kind of small
sickle,
knife.
yeah.
Yes, sickle, that one. So with that, she had cut the umbilical cord. Everything is ready. Like she done everything by herself.
Wow.
How that immediately the milk comes out. How that confidence came. No hospital setup, no doctors. Everything was done. Yeah, morning she's coming with the baby. I was surprised. And I was like, my God, I think these stories need to be told to the mothers.
Yes, that kind of a birth is possible where you can get up the next day and probably move around with the baby. Your body is designed to take care of the baby after birth. Probably not do anything else because it's recovering. But yes,
I totally understand how is that mother's mindset, her body. She must be really tiring.
Yes.
Must be tiring because she had birth by herself with no help around. But still, immediately she is able to cut a cord. She is able to take care of the baby, feed the baby, stay for that at least for next 2 to 3 hours for the sunrise to come and then come out. I would understand. I'm just going through her, like in my mind, I'm going through as her mother, how it would be.
Yeah.
True. Right? And the elders also, now they have started watching the televisions, or now they have started going out for any get-togethers. So what do they generally discuss? They talk about their grandchildren. They talk about their children. Okay, so and so happened, and my daughter is not able to feed. So automatically they don't talk about stories like this. Those days we used to do like that. What they say? Did you check that one? They're already giving some powders there. You can go and collect it.
Yes. It's easier. It's available.
All this comes because of the lifestyle changes happening. And now it is only one single child at home. They are aware that the breast milk is needed for the baby. But still the other side, it makes them like a bit confused or stabilize their mind. Okay, this breast milk is enough for my grandchild. Though the mothers are like aware, okay, breast milk, we have to give them, the pressures that is there from the outside. More than pressures, we can say suggestions from outside. Okay, why don't you give it in the night? The baby will sleep well. So what is happening? For example, today, the first morning you had delivered your baby. So the first 2 hours or 3 hours, you have not given the baby anything. Okay. Then the baby has not come for skin to skin also. Baby is not near the mother. Or the baby has some issues. It's in the NSC. The mother and the baby are separated. What happens? That minute of 3 hours, you have to secrete something. If the baby has come to you, secretion will start. So you're already as depressed at secretions, right? By giving something else. Then after that, what will happen? Again, 2 hours once. The time is like, now from 3 hours, it's gone to 5 hours.
Yeah, the entire day.
Then the day. Then again, no secretion. Next day, continuous formula.
Yeah. And then probably there is engorgement, there is pain, there is tightness, there is fever. And sometimes the mothers don't even know that probably the first day the baby was not fed. The milk was there, which was assumed to be not there. The milk was there.
I had the same case last week, Divya. So thank you for telling me that. So in the hospital, what happened after delivering, they have given that secretion tablets for 3 times per day.
Secretion tablets.
Tablets. So she has already taken the first secretion tablet, but the baby has not come to the breast. So she was telling me, mother-in-law was telling me that the baby is crying, so I have to go and give something. So I have filled the baby with the formula feed. But still secretion tablets are going on with the mother. So when I went and saw, the baby has not come to the breast because it was really hard. The baby is not able to open the mouth and hold the breast because it was really, really hard. Yeah. So painful. It was so red in color. It was like a rock. The mother is not able to even unzip her clothes. It was so hard. So they had also suggestions saying you pump it out.
It's very difficult to pump with the breast.
Just imagine, huh? Just imagine you have some, it's like a rock, you're not able to even unzip. How will you take a pump and pump it out? Or imagine, and they've already tried squeezing the breast, taking out the milk and all that. So it was like total damage. Then we have to go and sit with them, talk to them, give them some massages, calm them down, and then they were able to feed the baby. So it was like almost 5 days. The first 3 days, baby has not taken. They had come for help around 4th day, and then we have to lessen the engorgement, then calm the mother, calm the baby, and then go for the 5th day, right? So if you are educated during your pregnancy about all this, how to initiate your breastfeeding, what support a family can give them, know your breast during your pregnancy, you're able to take back, see your breast, check if you have a flat nipples, check you have an inverted nipples.
Extremely important. Yes.
Check. So that is all happening after birthing. That is the very sad part.
And probably not even after birthing. Probably you've gone home, and my friend, she had this problem. One of the nipples was inverted and the other was fine. First, the latch was not proper, so she had soreness. That information takes 5 minutes to be given to a new mother, that this is how the latch can be corrected. Then goes on the practice with her. The mother is able to achieve it. It can zero down the problems that can come later. First, she had cracked nipples. That went on for at least a month. Later, she realized why the baby is drinking only from one breast because the other one is inverted, and she can work on it. This can be solved. And she was like, oh my God, had I known all of this, and had I known that these problems are normal, can exist, and can be solved, I would have reached out to help earlier.
Yes.
So reach out, know that there is this information available, and find support, like you said, in pregnancy.
Right. If you're aware what is happening to your own body, like there are mothers who really feel guilty that they are not able to have they were like, I think there is some problem with my breast. I think my breast is very big for my baby's mouth. I think the nipple size is very big for my baby's mouth.
Oh God. Yeah, this is what happened to my client yesterday. She called me up from the hospital and she was like, my baby is not latching on. He is only latching on for 3 minutes. I said, 3 minutes is good enough. Continue. Keep trying. He's latching on for 3 minutes. There's a 110% chance he'll latch on. The support team told her that the nipples are smaller for the baby's mouth. Now, it only took me a minute to remind her, remember, nipple has no role. It has no role in latching on. It has to be elastic, and that yours is, we had already assessed. So she was calm, and then she kept trying, and it happened.
And I will say the mother also need to put on some effort. They are lying down, we are going and doing something and coming. And they're like, when you are doing, the baby is latching. When I am trying, it is not coming, ma'am. I'm like, no, it will come. You are the mother. We are just some support system for you at the back. So you are doing everything. I am just helping you out.
Yeah.
And they will be like, okay, I'm doing something. See, once you go to a doctor for a fever or cold or whatever, you again go back for a review, right? The doctor will tell you, like, wait for 5 days, come back for a review. We are not asking you to come back for a review directly. At least give a phone review what is happening. So when that is not given, we are not able to follow with what is happening with the mother and the baby. And after a month or two, when they come back, so as I was discussing with you earlier also, and we have no idea what happened for the last 2 months. So I had a mother, she was put on an information saying that we need to have a lot of protein foods. And what she did, for the same day, she had cabbage, eggs, nuts, peanuts, milk, the same day she had after post lunch. So what happened? The baby was crying the whole night. Gases issues. When an information is given, make sure that suits you.
Yes.
What I have consumed from my birth is different from what you have consumed in your place, right, Divya?
Yes.
I need rice. South, I need rice. So you need rotis. I cannot stay with rotis, you cannot stay with rice. So it's two different things. So whatever our family, like we are cooking at home, and if you follow that, definitely it is more than enough for your baby.
And the baby has had only that
of
the
course.
entire pregnancy. The baby is used to your diet, and if it's a balanced diet, the balance has to be there in everything. So the way the information we consume what are the pros, what are the cons, when that should be taken, how much of it is required, those questions need to be asked. And as lactation educators and counselors, we give you that piece of information, we empower you with that knowledge as to how to assess any information that comes your way.
Right.
Either, right after you've delivered, and that advice that comes in from all corners, you'll be able to assess all of that and be empowered and know that when it's wrong, when it puts you in a guilty space, it's not right for you. You need to get it from somebody who doesn't put you in a guilty space and helps you.
We also have a lot of Google gurus there. So they come with a lot of questions seeing that. And they have,
Yes.
I don't say it's wrong. Yes, you can. But analyze whether it is going to suit you and your family. Actually, I had a mother who was paralyzed. She was a paralyzed mother. So she was not able to hold a baby, and the mother's support was there. Her mother's support was there. So at that point, and she was asking me whether like I can go for pumps. How do I pump and keep? I said yes. If you really need it. At that point, I cannot come and say no. You have to breastfeed only. You cannot pump.
Exactly. Yeah. Individualized care. What works for you? Because unless the mother is happy, the baby is not going to be happy. There is so much more to breastfeeding than just giving nutrition.
What suits you? Are you okay? Are you okay to feed? Think for yourself. You're 9 months, you're planning so many things for the baby coming. Okay, what kind of room setup I need to go for the baby? What is happening? But are you ready with your breastfeeding plans?
Yeah.
Get yourselves ready with that.
Yeah.
So once you're ready with that, then yes, the breastfeeding journey becomes very, very smooth and happy.
Yeah. You know what works for you in your setup, and it doesn't have to be like someone else.
Right.
So, yeah. And then you can filter down that information, that unsolicited advice that comes to you without feeling guilty. Oh my God, should I have done this? Should I have done something else? Probably this would have helped me. Now that you know, okay, this is how things work. This is my situation. I've already, before giving birth, have, like you said, have a breastfeeding plan. When I know that, these are my likes and dislikes, this will keep me happy. I am in a good, happy space with what I'm following. And if it doesn't work, probably I'll follow a similar, different path, and I have someone to guide me.
Right. Even the sibling breastfeeding journey is not the same. Your first child birth breastfeeding journey and the second child breastfeeding journey is not the same. So nobody can say like my sister, I had, and everything is an example for me because when I went, it was like my sister is very thin, but she fed her baby very nicely. We had no problem. I'm okay. My body is okay. I'm not very thin like her, but still I'm not able to feed. But you both, though you're sisters, you both are different. It doesn't mean that you need to be fat enough to feed. It doesn't mean you need to have a big breast to feed. It is all like once you educate yourself, then it becomes very easier.
Postpartum is filled with all that information that suddenly comes to you because there is a baby involved. There is another human being whose responsibility you have. And then it becomes all the more difficult because your hormones are coming back to a balance. So they are in a, there's a surge of those hormones, and you're going to feel low. There's going to be sleeplessness in the start before a pattern sets in, and then that pattern also goes for a toss, and then another pattern comes in before the baby is, grows into a big enough to have a specific pattern.
Right.
So yeah, all that time becomes really difficult for you to have that faith, like we were discussing, that some of the times when that information is not given to you in the pregnancy, you will not have the time to process the information that all of a sudden comes to you along with other information that you're being given with that faith. And unless there is faith in this, it will become difficult to get problems solved, because there has to be a faith. Unless you know why you're doing what you're doing,
right,
you're not going to work on it.
Exactly.
That perception, that faith has to be there.
And there is only like 2 in 10 people, they are aware that somebody is there to support for breastfeeding.
Yes.
Most of us were like, now there are a lot of lactation counselors in India, I would say. But during like 7 years back when my daughter was born, I had no idea that something called there is lactation support or something. I thought gynec will help.
Yeah.
And it is very much needed to have your emotional support also. That is what we give them. More than teaching about them latching, more than the positions and all that, is that emotional support they are asking for.
Yeah.
No, the family is like for the 9-10 months, they are like, the mother, eat this, do that, do this, go walking, come here, we are there for you. Once the baby is come, the total focus goes on the baby.
Yes, the mother is left alone. I have felt this.
Morning we come and we ask, did the baby sleep? We don't ask, did you sleep?
Did you sleep? Yeah. And
Right?
how are you feeling?
Yeah, nobody asked that question. So that itself like drains them out. That support is needed from the family.
Definitely, most definitely needed from the family. Or if, like, for example, you said you involve fathers in it.
Yes.
Similarly, even I have that specific clause that, you want to bring your husband, bring your husband. You want to bring your family into it. Because unless they know that all of this is possible, because sometimes the possibility is not known, that, even without giving a bottle, the baby can be breastfed when possible. When it suits your situation, that is possible, that can be done. Even when you have to go back to work, if you decide, you choose not to give the bottle to the baby, you can try and give it later.
Right.
It works. With me, it worked. And that was a personal choice. So again, with somebody who can give you that advice and help you guide, create a plan for yourself. You can start with bottle earlier on also. But when is the best time? Is day 2 the best time, or day 6 weeks or 8 weeks later is the best time? That has to be discussed, the pros and cons of everything.
Right.
And that's very important. And like you said, during my breastfeeding journey, I wasn't aware of all these things. And I got into this because I had so many issues with my birth, with my lactation. I had sore nipples for a week after breastfeeding my daughter. And I was like, okay, everything is all right. I was someone else. I was like, I had no doubt. I was like, tab acha ho raha hai. My body has given birth. I will be able to feed my daughter. And I had cracked nipples. So much so there was blood. And then I was asking everyone, my daughter, does she have teeth? The classic question that every mother asks. Does she have
They're
teeth?
biting. They're biting.
They're biting. Yeah, they're biting because it feels like that. I was like, everybody's like, no, दांत तो नहीं आते. Jaw strong होंगे. इसलिए हो रहा है. And then I happened to speak to my friend, the one I was speaking to you about, who had this problem for at least a month. And she told me, Divya, there's nothing with the teeth. There's nothing with all of this. Your latch is improper. Go and find out about this and everything will be all right. And it took me 2 days and all right, no pain, all joyous. Pata bhi nahi padta tha kab the baby has fed, and weaning the baby off was difficult because I had attachment and and she had almost left my breast milk. It was only once a day that she was taking it, and she was okay. She was happy without it, and so I thought if she doesn't want it, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Of course, it is like as the mother's choice, even it is the baby's choice, right? We cannot say, no, it is good for you. Come and have it for 4 years, 5 years. No, they don't want to have it. It is okay.
It's okay. Yeah, she was distracted.
And surprising, once they leave, again, when they want, for example, I just want to tell this to you. When I had my son, so I delivered in Peru. So I was in South America that time. So I delivered in Peru. So that time I had a very gentle C-section. So everything was going calm with the music, and my husband was around. And my daughter also, she was outside the room. And what happened, the baby came. And the baby was like given to the breast, and the baby was having milk. So suddenly my daughter said, can I have it? I said, of course, come. But she had, she had no idea how to suck. She was like around 4 years.
Yeah.
She forgot. So like when you're born, nobody teaches you how to suck.
Yes.
Nobody teaches. The baby automatically picks it up. The same thing, but when the baby has weaned off and I get want to come back to the breast, they have no idea how to suck.
Yes.
I was like, I'm not able to teach her. How will I teach her?
Yeah.
I cannot teach you this, Baba. I don't know. I can whatever you want, you tell me. I don't know how to teach this. This is like some magic moments, like your baby come and your second baby is doing it the day one, he's able to suck, and your daughter who has already had for 2-3 years is not able to do it. It was like, oh my God, I think this is something like something God's gift and some magic that is happening. Yeah.
All of pregnancy and birth and lactation, when you start believing in it, it is magic. It is magic. It is hard work, yes. Not saying that feeding your baby is not hard work. Either way, any which way, postpartum is hard work. Whatever you choose, whatever plan you choose for yourself, it is hard work. Nothing is going to make it easier. only time and your bonding, your relationship with the new
Correct.
person, with the new baby will make it easy.
The bond is not going to come the second you deliver. It is going to
Yeah.
take time. It is very much
Absolutely.
normalized for the mother. So they feel guilty. I'm not able to bond with my baby. It is okay. It is going to take some time. It is okay. Sometimes you really feel like, oh no, I cannot bear the sound of the cry. It is okay. There should be someone to say it is okay to them.
Yes.
So when you say it is okay to them, they feel okay. It is okay. It is a journey. It is going to settle down. So like, what are you saying this? This is your baby. You're not able to carry the baby. You're not able to bear the sound of the baby. The mother goes down again.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
And she's
something is
already
wrong
low.
with me. There is something wrong with me. I am not a good mother. I am not good in taking care of the baby. So many confusions comes, no? So I think there's always a support at the back just to tap. It is okay. It is your choice.
Your choice, yeah. And that's when education also helps you, because it kind of gives you that confidence and that knowledge also that I'm gonna feel low, and feeling low is also all right, and I can
It is
pick
okay.
myself up.
Not everybody, every day we can be happy, right? We are also like a baby's mood only. Sleepless nights. Again, the body is back to its journey, like coming back to normal and everything. You have like, you want to sleep, there is somebody ringing the bell, want to see the baby.
Want to see the baby. Elaborate dinners, and when the mother wants to sleep, all of it adds to it.
It happens. I think family support is really, really important. Really important for the mother to like always tap at the back. We are there for you. It is okay.
Yes,
That
we are
two
there.
words.
So Sharadha, how did you decide to be a lactation counselor? So I spoke about mine. I had a problem, and then I, joined the course because I thought probably I want to do this. How was your breastfeeding journey? You've already spoken about it. So how did you decide to join this?
So when for my first daughter, I was in Vietnam. So and then we moved, like when she was around 3, we moved to Peru. Then that time, what happened during my daughter's time, I delivered her I came back to India. I delivered her here, and my daughter had some issues in the initial days, but there was nothing with my breastfeeding. She had some issues, health issues, so she was separated, and I was separated. Then after a week, with God's grace, she started feeding. We didn't have any latch issues, nothing. She was going on fine. So I didn't know okay, there is something called breastfeeding issues going to be there. So I had no idea on that. And then we moved to Peru, and I had a lot of good Brazilian friends there, and they were like very active mamas. There I met them in my daughter's nursery school, the play school, and they used to have meetups. We have infant massage classes, and there we don't have any help like what we get in India, Divya. So it is like everybody, they have to take care of their own kids. So I had a friend, her son was in my daughter's class, and she had a second baby. And we had a football match there that day, and on a very big bump, she wrote it very beautifully, she was ready for the delivery, and she was painting her bump, she was painting her stomach, and I was like, my God, I was like, first time I'm seeing all that, and how it would be. And I said, oh my God, how nice they are doing all this. We think only India we have a longer journey of breastfeeding. No, they like around 5 years, 6 years, they are feeding the baby. So I have not met lactation counselors, but there are a lot of dollars there. Once my friend delivered, they immediately gave her skin to skin, and she was taking care of the baby and all that. And she came back home, and she was asking me, in India, what kind of food you eat? So I want to practice it here so that I will have good food. And she used to believe on all that astrology and all that. She follows a little bit of Indian thing also. And we were talking, and she said, how is the support system in India? And we were just discussing about all that. And said, we go to the hospital, and I come back, and I said, I have no idea where there are doulas in India. I had really no idea about it that time. Then she said, see, without educating yourself itself, you are giving me so many tips on this because you have been with your daughter. I was there with my daughter, so I was giving her, you do this, and you eat this, and I used to give her some free tips how we give. No, it's very easy to do. So I was giving her all that, and she said, why don't you take up some courses like this? And I said, me? I said, no, I am not going to take all this because I don't know. I don't have the confidence to go in this situation.
Yeah.
Then I think that is, as I said, some magic happened. I said, okay, I am going to take up this course. Let's see how it works.
Yeah.
Then I took up that course. And when I was doing my course itself, I was like supporting them. I said, okay, I think I need to thank those mothers for just boosting me up. And they also have a very nice thing. When I delivered, that time it was like pandemic time, and they also have a support system, even because they don't have families around. They are all come for work and they are being there. Like totally a mother to mother support, I would say. Even for buying some clothes or buying some food or diaper, everything, they are there. So that is how I thought, okay, let me do this.
Yes, and you've been so far helping so many mothers in their breastfeeding journeys, and
I
going
think
to
it's something like, I'm
remotest.
really grateful to God for that. I think because I'm from an engineering background, I never thought I will come into this.
Same here. High five on that. Engineering background, became a mother, realized, oh my God, there is so much information that can help. I hear you.
I think,
Yeah.
I think that is how I came back here. I think Peru has given me a very big exposure on this education, and I'm really happy for that. I will get back when my son is 18. He is in Peru citizenship, so I will get back there. At least,
lovely.
Yeah, to visit
Great.
Machu Picchu. I have to go there.
Yeah, and go back to those friends and meet.
Yeah. They are happy. They're seeing the post and they're really happy. They encouraged me a lot. Oh, you're doing so much things in India. We're really happy about it. I said, yeah, some support is there. As I said, support system always works.
Yeah, that sisterhood, that community of sisterhood is essential for each one of us. Each one of us outside the support system we have, where there is no judgment, where we were accepted just the way we are. That's so crucial, and that can be found in. You can find your own. If you don't have that, you can find your own support team. Like I always say, you can create that own team for your birth, for your pregnancy experience, because that is when you realize you would need it so much more.
Of course, it's not for the mother alone, Divya. For us also, just imagine our work setup. Like you have a birth, like a supportive system outside your group, or you have some members helping you out, so that if anybody is in need of help, you can just guide them there.
Exactly.
Right? I think that support system to each other and guiding the mother to the right place is the best thing that we can do.
Yes, that's true. So before we kind of wrap up this session, which has been so insightful.
It's already an hour. I think we can talk for a day about it, right?
No, we can talk throughout about this. We would have so many stories to tell.
Of course.
Yeah, and it's okay. Sometimes we find relief in when the sorrows are resonated. We find relief in that too. So it's important to speak about our sorrows too, not just our success stories.
Right.
It's important to be on that side too. So before we kind of wrap this up, this is highly informational and kind of, the session where you can connect to those stories and realize where is it that education lies and how it can help you. Is there something else, Sharadha, you'd like to add to this conversation before we kind of leave?
I would really like, if anybody is listening, like the medical part, I'm talking about the medical part, or any the health department sectors who are listening, I would request them, like, if you give us an opportunity to work with the mothers as a kind of internships or any, like, make everything a proper structure for us. We are educated ourselves. From our heart, we want to educate the mothers. From our heart, we want to help the mothers, work with the mothers, work with the baby, for them to have a very beautiful journey in breastfeeding. Exactly. We are just requesting good structure to be given there. I think that will be really, really helpful for us. Because there are a lot of counselors who are not practicing it because of these issues.
Yeah. So this should be the first line of care. It should be a part of your care that you're getting from the hospitals. If you're going to the hospital, it should be a part of your care package it's essential for you to get educated, right? And
the mother can ask the hospital setup. You can ask, I need a birth help. I need someone for lactation also.
Yes. And a lot of mothers who come to us, second time mothers, know the importance of this because they've gone through this. A lot of
Yes,
the
right.
times, as first time mothers, we do not know. We feel that, this can be worked, this is natural, this is normal. Yes, all of this is all right. But the kind of environment we are living in today, it is
Correct.
filled with a lot of emotional changes, information that may not be well suited for you. It worked for someone else, may not be right theoretically, by evidence, by science. It may not be right and may not work for you as well. So it's important to have that first line of care in the hospitals, in the center that you are in. And for that to happen, a lot of lactation consultants and counselors need to be a part of the system. And how does that become? How do we increase that workforce? So we have independently done it. And you serve 2 hospitals, and similarly we need a good force of these specialized areas that help mothers to reduce their problems, increase the well-being of the mothers, as is given by WHO and UNICEF. All these organizations are saying it day in and day out. So we need to have that structure, like you're saying, Sharadha, that structure where it becomes a part of the
Right.
system. That it's
Correct.
needed, it's necessary, and it should be there. So yeah, so that's very important. And thank you so much, Sharadha, for taking out the time and
Yeah, thank you,
speaking
Divya.
with
And
us.
at last, as it's a breastfeeding week, let's tell the mothers, educate yourself during the pregnancy. And the initial days, you need to keep an eye on the latching, the baby's urine output, and then the secretion. Once the baby is with you, skin to skin, the baby empties the breast, automatically the breastfeeding is established. And keep in mind, it is a journey. It is not an 1 or 2 day work. So go, if you need a support, please be open to it. There are a
Yes.
lot of support groups. So if you don't want to go and to a particular person and talk about it, there are groups.
Yes, support groups
You
online.
you have a forum, you have an online forum, you get help from them. There are a lot of free forums also.
Mm-hmm.
So you go and reach out there for help. You can talk to them. Yeah. So these things, I think, once it is done. So next year, breastfeeding week, we are going to have lot of mothers, like happy mothers.
Happy mothers, yes.
I think this should really help them out.
Absolutely. Mothers who know that breastfeeding should not be painful. And if it looks like it,
Right.
if it feels that something is wrong, then go out, reach out, ask
Reach for-
people. Yes. And reach out to those support groups, like you said, and to persons and to people, wherever you find your support system. Go reach out. You can even write to us if you want to find someone in some other part
Yes.
of the, country. I can always, with people like Sharadha and all the experts that have been on the podcast, refer you to people who may be helpful to you. Yeah.
Right.
Thank you.
I would end the episode by being crisp and clear. Breastfeeding journey should not be painful, and only education and support can help you. Ta-da! Next up on the pregnancy series is the role of family and partner in breastfeeding support. The second part of our doula stories episode with doula Keisha is also scheduled. Love always. Stay tuned.